Welcome back to another episode of my trading vlog, where most of the views come from returning subscribers. If that's you, I'd appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, please consider it. Looking at some trending tickers today, starting with Virgin Galactic Holdings, there has been a huge downtrend, just huge. And even this zoomed out, you can see that we've had a surge in volume, implied volatility starting to pick up, and the RSI is hitting overbought quite a few times. What's going on? Well, if I open up the news over here, you're going to see very quickly that there's been several releases, even just today. That it is, after all, a trending symbol, so it's getting a lot of media coverage. This brings a lot of attention to the stock, and I've been saying this a lot lately. The attention that a stock receives correlates a lot with the volume, the buying volume that sends prices higher. It's almost like you could just go around and buy trending tickers and make money. It's ridiculous. At any rate, the reason why we're seeing this stock rise now is because there was some news on the 16th of June last week that Virgin Galactic Holdings is going to be doing commercial space flights. Virgin Galactic Holdings is one of the most mentioned companies in the U.S. across all news items in the last 12 hours, according to Factiva data. Shares were up 15% to $4.68 after the company said Thursday that its first commercial spaceflight is scheduled for June 27th to June 30th, as reported by Dow Jones Newswire. Pretty cool that we get this off of Thinkorswim. I really do like that tool, that news tool. Since then, of course, the price has risen from $4.68 up to about $6. Let's do some analysis. You can see the RSI, the volume, implied volatility. Everything here is ticking bullishly, obviously. I tried to do an Elliott wave count through here, and I think the easiest thing to do is to keep it simple. So we're going to do a Bulkowski chart pattern analysis. So I went to the patternsite.com, pulled up an ugly double bottom analysis, the bottom being formed between the low in late April and then the most recent low in late May. So it's a pretty big pattern. The bigger the pattern is, the more reliable it is, the stronger the statistical analysis will be in helping to forecast targets. Here we've seen a confirmation move above this middle peak right here at 493, and seeing the price pass through there, we're now targeting 653. There's some significant support and resistance at 634. If the price can push above there, then we're going to be looking for even another bigger double bottom, which would be an Adam and Eve, and at that time I'll put a price target up. We're not there yet. You can just see this volume surging. What a thing. Pretty cool. It looks like there might be some more upside. Maybe we get some grind between 537 and 634 before this bigger double bottom pushes up and out. I guess we'll know commercial space flights are going to be starting in the next couple of weeks, supposedly. Whether or not they do, we'll see. The expectation alone will create a ripple in the future. We'll check back on this one later. Tesla is also a trending ticker. I'm going to zoom into the hourly time frame for this one, and I'm going to pull up a little more time frame. I think I wanted 180 days here. What you're going to see is a big push up from the beginning of 2020. Is that this year? Yeah, beginning of this year. Massive surge higher. And I had an alternative wave count that would say this could be wave A in a large ABC correction, pushing higher, a measured move up. And it's an alternative count. To make it the primary count, I need to take wave 3 and put it here. Take this wave 4, which I have as at the mid level, put it where this A is. And then wave 5 would be peaking out over here. You can see I very sneakily snuck in the ABC correction at that same wave degree. And I would like to add the wave B through here. This would be a measured move down. It'd be fractaling. You can see there's ABC, the corrective reactionary trend heading higher, ABC, and then another ABC pushing down for wave B. So seeing wave B composed of multiple measured moves is pretty common. The target there would be 151.03. Price came really close to that target. It was super close. What did we get to? We got to 152.01. Can I get 2 pennies? At any rate, the overall target for the move for wave C on the larger wave degree at the minute degree here shown in white would be 267.02, and today we are seeing the price push above there. I was suspecting that we'd be grinding sideways for a while. We are not. The price is continuing higher. It's possible that it's an expanding flat, in which case be prepared for an abrupt push lower and a new low. Even if we make that move, it doesn't necessarily mean that the uptrend's over if it's an expanding flat. We could be targeting 337 and a wave C extension to challenge this downtrend from the all-time high. These rallies are nuts. They're just nuts. They're just exploding. That's all there is to it. They're getting a lot of media attention. And I think that is a big part of the reason why we're seeing this kind of movement in these stocks. Honestly, I think that's why. Let's go check out NVDA. I've been following an earnings flag through here. We got that upward breakout I was talking about at 419, and the price grinded sideways in a nice ABC correction. It's a flat. We could have another push higher. It looks like we are setting a new higher high today as well. Insane. In which case, we're targeting 477 or 473, and upon extension, possibly all the way up to 533, which is mind-blowing. I just do not think that's rational. I don't think that matters, though. If anything, the market's revealing where people believe value is. I would be wary. This could be a new motive wave heading higher. It could be, in which case this A and B would be waves 1 and 2, and this would all be wave 3 instead of C. Looking for waves 4 and 5 to finish that move. Again, remember, expanding flats are tricky things. This could easily be an A, B, and a C wave like this. I know. Just remember, the markets can do whatever they want. Nothing goes up forever. And typically, right before the market cycle flips, everyone's thinking, everything's different this time. You can't go wrong. Wow, why am I not in the stock market? I should just sell my house and put all the money in the market. And then at that point, we get to that level of hysteria. Again, that's probably where we're going to see the highest wave degree peak out, I think, abroad. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, we're looking pretty bullish. Honestly, looking pretty bullish. That earnings flag is looking hot. That was NVIDIA, Tesla, and Virgin Galactic. I want to say there was one more. I'm just going to take a peek at the, PayPal. That's what it was, PYPL. I went ahead and did some analysis here as well. I'm not doing a whole lot of deep dive Elliott wave counts. I will as the price continues to move on a little bit. I typically don't like to follow a stock too closely until I know people are interested in it. This is my trading vlog, and I do a lot of this analysis, but I do keep my viewership in mind. After all, I'm not even trading AMC and GameStop anymore, but you see me covering those all of the time. So Playboy, finding a massive surge down. I've identified 3 downtrends here to watch. One of them has broken, and from there, we were coming out in some sort of triangle. It does have a tilt to it. It is down, so it does look like a falling wedge. It doesn't have much of a slope to it, which is interesting. I want to say that we're touching that 69.66 level, 69.69. I could make it if I really wanted to, but whatever. This is just more characteristic of a descending triangle, I think, than a falling wedge. And that we're seeing that slope tilt downward is probably just the result of some price extreme action, not necessarily a bigger dip down, finding a new low, which would be more characteristic of the falling wedge, which would also be part of a motive wave, probably wave C or A, and resemble a, let's see, what do you call it? An ending diagonal triangle. This doesn't quite look like that. So I'm just going to call it a descending triangle and label the points A, B, C, D. And wave E is now overthrowing this lower trend line. That's the AC trend line. That's pretty common for this sort of a chart pattern. We're now looking at a flip in the implied volatility that occurred at around the midpoint of this new reactionary trend we're seeing, an ABC move higher. And you can see that my tool here looks like it's crazy because it's way above the line. Well, that was because it was probably an after hours that we got this spike. So on the hourly time frame, you see it, but on the daily time frame, if we were to omit that high, that would lower the price target. Right now, I think 71.76 is a good target. Even 77. And again, that's the upper trend line of that triangle. If I take this target down, you can see that we're just about at that 100% target at 69.17. So depending on whether or not you want to use that price extreme from pre-market or after hours, it's going to determine whether or not you've reached that price target or not. That significant support and resistance at 69.66 is pretty important. We're going to be watching that carefully as well. Not quite as bullish as some of the other stocks we've seen, but if we do get a larger breakout from PayPal, we could see a very large reactionary trend. And those reactionary trends are the trends that explode the highest. It's insane to me, and it's a phenomena that I'm sure technical analysis and experts will later be able to explain. I'm just observing it. I can't explain it. That's okay. So, if you like the content, please hit subscribe. If you don't like the content, whatever. I don't care. Happy trading.